Imagine holding a small, dark brown seed in your hand. On the outside, it looks humble. No metallic shine, no glowing screen. Yet inside it lies a biological data library written over millions of years of evolution. Every molecule is a story. Every enzyme is a line of code waiting to be activated. And then you place it in a roasting chamber. A number that sounds harmless. It's the temperature of a mild fever in the human body. But for a cacao bean, it is the threshold at which molecular order begins to tremble. Beyond that point, enzymes' intricately folded proteins, shaped like mechanical locks, start to deform. When their three-dimensional structure collapses, they do not simply fall asleep. They lose function permanently. So the question is no longer cacao or cocoa. It becomes, are you holding nature's original manuscript? Or a version edited by fire? A fresh cacao bean is more than chocolate's raw ingredient. It is a microscopic ecosystem. Beneath its hard shell lie hundreds of biologically active compounds, especially polyphenols. A group of plant molecules renowned for their antioxidant properties. Polyphenols contain aromatic ring structures, carbon rings with alternating double bonds that allow them to donate electrons to neutralize free radicals. In the human body, free radicals are electron-deficient molecules that constantly attempt to steal electrons from other molecules, causing cellular damage. Polyphenols act like electronic shields, calming this molecular chaos. Raw cacao, processed through cold pressing methods, attempts to preserve that structure. Low temperatures help maintain natural enzymes such as catalase and peroxidase, which participate in the bean's internal metabolic processes. Below 42 degrees Celsius, the tertiary structure of proteins remains stable. Hydrogen bonds and hydrophobic interactions have not yet been disrupted. Imagine a city frozen in time, every building intact, every road preserved, nothing reconstructed. Raw cacao is an unedited original. But originals are not always easy to consume. It is bitter. It is astringent. It is wild. And this is where the story begins to turn. When cacao beans are roasted at 120–150 degrees Celsius to produce conventional cocoa, a thermodynamic storm unfolds. High temperatures increase molecular vibrational energy. Weak bonds, such as hydrogen bonds, break first. Proteins denature. Polyphenols oxidize. Flavonoids, a key subgroup of polyphenols in cacao, are known for supporting endothelial function in blood vessels. They stimulate nitric oxide production, allowing vessels to dilate and improving circulation. But flavonoids are highly heat-sensitive. When oxidized, their ring structures change, reducing biological activity. This is not an accident. It is a deliberate trade-off. The food industry prioritizes stability. A product must store well, fluctuate minimally, and maintain consistent flavor across millions of batches. High heat kills microorganisms, reduces moisture, and lowers natural acidity. Cocoa emerged as a domesticated version, less unpredictable, more controllable. But the price is biological complexity. It is like transforming a biodiverse forest into a monoculture field, more efficient, but far less rich. So if raw cacao is more valuable, why do we love cocoa? The answer lies in a chemical phenomenon called the Maillard reaction. When sugars and amino acids meet under high heat, they undergo a cascade of reactions that produce hundreds of new aroma compounds. This is what gives bread its brown crust, coffee its roasted scent, and cocoa its classic chocolate flavor. At the molecular level, the carbonyl group of a sugar reacts with the amino group of a protein, forming an intermediate compound known as glycosylamine. From there, a series of rearrangements occur, eventually producing melanoidins, large brown molecules responsible for color and aroma. Here lies a subtle paradox. When the original structure is destroyed, a new sensory structure is born. Raw cacao carries a sharp bitterness, almost metallic. Cocoa, shaped by the Maillard reaction, becomes smooth, mellow, nostalgic. Our brains respond strongly to these aromatic compounds because they activate the dopamine reward system. In other words, we do not just eat cocoa, we consume emotion. And sometimes, emotion wins over biology. The difference does not stop at temperature. It continues with pH. Natural cacao is slightly acidic, with a pH around 5-6. When used in baking, it reacts with baking soda, sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda requires an acidic environment to release carbon dioxide, the gas bubbles that make cakes rise. Without sufficient acidity, the reaction remains incomplete. The cake may turn dense, heavy, even metallic in taste. Dutch processed cocoa, however, is treated with an alkaline solution, usually potassium carbonate. This process raises the pH to around 7-8, reducing acidity and darkening the color. But it also means there is no longer enough acid to activate baking soda effectively. If you substitute one for the other without adjusting the recipe, the structure of the cake changes. This is not merely about flavor, this is construction chemistry. Think of pH as the foundation of a building. A small shift in chemical environment can alter the entire structure. And in your kitchen, acid-base reactions are quietly determining the outcome.